Dude, she's still terrified. She doesn't want me going over there. She doesn't want me to open the door. No.
A group of tourists on a safari in Hwange, Zimbabwe, were watching wildlife from a safe distance. However, they ended up getting too close to a group of elephants, and one of the elephants reacted badly to the disturbance. The elephant raised the vehicle and almost overturned it, seemingly forcing them to leave. This was a serious and dangerous encounter. Elephants are incredibly strong, and humans stand no chance against them. Weapons wouldn't ensure safety either. The smartest choice is to stay away and respect that it is their territory. A hunter staying in his cabin noticed something strange happening outside.
She let me get very close. Then I noticed she's losing hair. There's also a sore at the base of her tail.
The deer was behaving oddly, with patchy fur, a visible sore near its tail, and saliva dripping from its mouth. These signs match chronic wasting disease, a fatal neurological illness affecting deer in North America. Infected animals lose their fear of humans, move erratically, stumble, and waste away despite having food, which is why they're often called zombie deer. Extreme Pursuits is a channel where the creator undertakes dangerous expeditions, from chasing powerful storms to exploring Antarctica and volcanoes. He is highly experienced and has done this many times, but this shows that even professionals can sometimes make mistakes.
So Matt here from Extreme Pursuit. I'm just at Auckland Airport here in New Zealand, and we are about to board a flight to Port Vila, Vanuatu for our next expedition. In Port Vila, Vanuatu. It's hot, humid here, as always. It's pretty busy, and I'm just going to go and check out the town centre and get some dinner. Tomorrow morning we've got a very early flight, so yeah, it'll be an early night tonight, and busy day again tomorrow.
He set out to film Vanuatu's Yasur volcano and drove toward it. On the way, the car became stuck in thick volcanic ash. After some effort, they managed to get it free and continued, eventually arriving at the volcano.
I'm here on Tana on the island nation of Vanuatu, and behind me here is Mount Yasur volcano. Now, Mount Yasur volcano is a stratovolcano. It reaches 361 meters high, and the style of eruption here is what we call strombolian. In roughly 2 or 3 minutes, we are seeing ballistics or lava bombs being thrown out of the volcano, and they're still molten, they're still red, and they're around 1,000 to 1,200 degrees.
He remained there for several days, and on the third day, he climbed the volcano again, this time getting dangerously close to the crater's edge, a decision that nearly became life-threatening.
This is probably one of the more dangerous things I've done. We are right on the lip of the crater of the Yasur volcano, these huge plumes erupting behind me here. Very risky to be here, so we're not going to hang around here for too long. We're just taking a bit of footage, and then we're going to get out of here.
Just as they were preparing to leave, the wind suddenly changed, sending a thick cloud of ash rushing directly toward them at high speed.
close. Damn. You had your back to the volcano, that's what caused it.
It was an extremely close call and shows that no matter how skilled or experienced you are, danger can still be unpredictable. In this case, there was no way to foresee the sudden change in wind. At first glance, it might look like an ordinary cloud moving toward them, but it wasn't. It was a plume of hot volcanic ash made up of tiny shards of volcanic glass and rock, similar to inhaling powdered concrete or razor-fine sand. These ash clouds can reach temperatures as high as 1,472 degrees Fahrenheit, and even after cooling, they can still damage skin, eyes, and lungs. They quickly retreated to safety, and fortunately, no one was harmed. This clip is from the Buffalo Overlander, a South African couple known for their overlanding adventures. While camping in Impala Pond, they were suddenly confronted by something unexpected and had to remain completely still. Take a look.
Yeah,
I'm watching. Just stay still. Just stay still. Just stay still. Just don't move.
Coming face to face with a lion without any barrier is an extremely dangerous situation. The couple stayed calm and moved slowly until the lion backed off enough for them to get into their truck. However, the danger wasn't over. The lion soon returned with others.
Not again. We're going to be in here for a long time. They're big, eh? Huh? Hear the male calling. You hear the male, the other one calling.
Still being held hostage in our camper van because we can't leave because the 3 lionesses have decided to make themselves at home in the shade, just in our campsite. Okay, at last we've been able to get out of our truck after that lion encounter and having kept captive for a couple of hours in the hot truck. So it's that time of the evening that we definitely deserve a drink after that. And I think, babe, are you doing the honors
What? Drink?
of a drink time
After that?
Yeah.
How's your adrenaline?
Yeah, I'm still shaking.
But you know
a
what?
little
That's what we
bit.
come here for. But anyway, okay, so it's drink time. Goes to Lions in Africa.
That was quite a close encounter.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
Longest
That was awesome.
3
That's-
minutes.
The lions appeared to be searching for food, but they didn't see the couple as prey. They wandered around the camp, checking everything, and eventually left. It's impressive how calm the couple remained. They handled the situation expertly despite the danger. After it was over, they even celebrated with a beer. This is a perfect example of how to act in such a situation. And while lions are majestic animals, they are powerful predators that can be deadly. Dylan Gartenmere was diving in the Florida Keys under calm conditions when a powerful current suddenly pulled him away from his boat. He found himself alone in open water, drifting farther out. Spotting a piece of bamboo, he held onto it to stay afloat and conserve energy. Meanwhile, his family and friends realized he was missing and began searching the water. After hours of worry, they finally saw him in the distance, alive and safe despite the odds.
Watch out the depth. There he is! Come on. Oh my God.
Dylan! Oh my God! Oh God! Oh no! Oh my God, Dylan!
It's hard to imagine the relief he felt after hours of drifting when the boat finally approached. His mother was overwhelmed with emotion and broke down in tears, grateful that he was safe. The story quickly went viral, and he was invited on several shows to share his experience. A woman named Nadine started sharing videos of unusual events in her home. In one clip, her daughter was calmly sitting on the couch, watching cartoons, when something suddenly changed.
Blakey, you okay?
There's nothing you can do or say to change that.
Do you want me to go open the door? Why? No?
Sucks for you.
Okay.
All of a sudden, the child grew scared and fixated on a closed door. Nadine said she had shut it earlier because her daughter kept pointing at it, claiming someone was there.
I'm honestly freaking out and I don't know what to do. Just a couple minutes ago, I got up and I closed my door because she kept pointing to my room saying, Mommy, Mommy, someone's over there. And she was terrified. She was terrified. Of course, freaking me out. So I went over there and she just said, no, Mommy, come here, Mommy, sit, Mommy, don't go over there. And so I called the dog and I closed the door. And as you can see, dude, she's still terrified. She's still terrified. She doesn't want me going over there. She doesn't want me to open the door. Dude, I'm terrified.
When Nadine eventually opens the door on camera, her daughter's reaction is deeply unsettling.
Mommy's gonna go open the door, okay? I'll be right back. It's okay. I'll be right back. And now she's hiding her face. Dude, what? It's okay, baby. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, tell me I'm not...
The moment becomes even more unsettling, knowing that earlier that day, Nadine had filmed another disturbing clip. Her dog was frozen in place, staring into the kitchen and growling at something invisible. The video went viral and eventually caught the attention of Bishop James Long, who is known for his work in demonology.
The belief is that kids don't have filters, so they're able to see things, and so are animals that we are unable to see.
After reviewing the footage, he explained that children are often thought to have fewer spiritual defenses, making them more sensitive to things adults may not perceive. He cautioned that if something paranormal were involved, it could be using the child to attract the parents' attention, and he concluded with a serious warning.
The demonic, if this is evil, the child is not the target, if this is a legitimate case. The target in this case would be the mother. But the child is not the target. Many times, if it's a demonic, it will use the child to get to the parent.
He advised that if the activity continues, a minor rite of exorcism should be performed to cleanse the home and protect the family. For now, Nadine's videos remain a troubling series of unexplained events. Whatever the cause, ghost, spirit, or something else, the fear shown on camera is clear, and hopefully Nadine and her daughter stay safe. Ricardo Dayanella, a 52-year-old from Timbe, prepared for a hang-gliding flight. An onlooker filmed the launch, unaware they were about to record a tragic moment.
Meu Deus, minha Nossa Senhora! Ai, alguém segura meu cachorro!
The glider malfunctioned mid-air, causing Ricardo to fall and die. No definitive cause was ever found, and the tragic incident left witnesses shaken. A large group of tourists and guides climbed Mount Etna to get a close look at the volcano. Shortly after arriving, it suddenly erupted with a powerful explosion, forcing everyone to run downhill to escape as chaos unfolded behind them. Behind them, a huge cloud of ash rose into the air. Although the footage doesn't show everyone reaching safety, the cameraman later reassured viewers on Instagram that the entire group was unharmed. Local news also confirmed there were no injuries or deaths. Still, it's hard to understand why anyone would willingly climb an active volcano. These eruptions can happen without warning, and the risk is extreme. Watching from a screen at home feels like the much safer choice. A mother was watching her baby sleep when the monitor captured something unsettling. A dark figure showed up in the background, silently moving behind the crib. The mother who posted the video said she had noticed odd activity in the house before, but this was the first time anything was caught on camera. She said no one else was in the room, and there was nothing that could explain the movement. The shadow has alarmed viewers, with many fearing it could be something dangerous near her child. Whatever it was, it didn't seem like anything good. A woman was driving through a wooded road when a car ahead of her pulled over. What happened next was recorded on her dash cam.
Come on now. No. Ah!
Two armed men got out of the car, pointed a gun at her, and tried to break her window. She sped away down a different route and escaped. The men didn't follow her, but the encounter was terrifying. A hunter was traveling through the woods when a low, threatening growl rang out around him. He couldn't see anything and couldn't match the sound to any animal he recognized. He suspected it might be a moose, but wasn't certain. After sharing the audio online, some people claimed it sounded like Bigfoot recordings, while others believed it was the sound of a moose or elk. The source was never confirmed. Emery House and her friends were hiking in the Utah desert while visiting from Minnesota when they suddenly came across something strange, something that didn't seem to belong and remains unexplained to this day.
They've cut it in? Okay. Who does this kind of stuff? Yeah.
It's interesting how it comes right, it's right at,
Yeah.
pointed right at the human crack.
Yeah. That is just wild. Huh.
We gotta see if there's any writing on it. What the heck is that?
It was a smooth, 10-foot-tall metallic pillar with no markings, and no one knew how it got there or who placed it. Authorities never identified its origin. Known as the Utah monolith, it sparked numerous conspiracy theories due to its sudden appearance in a remote desert. Some believed it was extraterrestrial, a secret government project, or even something supernatural, but no explanation was ever confirmed. After going viral, large crowds visited the site, and the monolith disappeared about 10 days later. It was later revealed that it had been removed by a group worried about environmental damage caused by visitors. A man was standing around when a stray cat suddenly sat down in front of him. Thinking it was cute and funny, he started recording. Then something unexpected happened. At first, the cat looked normal, but then its eyes suddenly turned white. Was it something paranormal, or could there be a medical explanation? Andrew Smith frequently explores remote tunnels and caves in Arizona. During one trip, he discovered an abandoned mine and decided to go inside. Deep inside the cave, Andrew hears a scream, followed by running footsteps ahead. He keeps moving despite the fear as the sounds become more unsettling. Soon, his camera captures what seems like multiple whispering voices. Andrew searched the tunnels, but found no one and nothing to explain the noises. With the mine's history unknown and its abandonment unexplained, the sounds remain a mystery. A Reddit user and her friend were hiking along a small trail when they suddenly heard something unusual.
What the You guys hear that? Yeah, it just sounds like a bunch of people.
They heard a strange metallic noise that seemed to get closer with every step they took. As soon as they left the trail, the sound stopped entirely. They never discovered where it came from. On March 30th, 2014, a man and his daughter were driving late at night on a forest road near Warsaw when something strange happened. A car approached from ahead and began flashing its headlights. Confused, they kept driving until things escalated. The flashing headlights were intended to warn the family that a man was standing in the road, but the alert came too late. The driver swerved to miss him and crashed into a nearby field. He and his daughter sustained minor injuries to the neck, arm, wrist, and knee, but both survived. The driver later shared online that they narrowly avoided death because the car left the road where a tree had been cut down a month earlier. If it had still been there, they would have struck it. After the crash, the man in the road was nowhere to be found, as if he had disappeared. This raised questions about why he was there, whether he was suicidal, intoxicated, unaware, or something more unsettling. Ultimately, everyone involved survived. A man named Carter was forced to leave his home after being repeatedly woken by something disturbing in his living room. After hearing an eerie piano playing on its own, he decided to investigate, and what he recorded next was truly terrifying.
Who's there?
Carter hears piano keys playing by themselves and pauses to see if the sound repeats. Moments later, a chair moves on its own. He runs outside and waits for a friend, watching as the lights inside flicker again and again, as if whatever was inside knew he was there. Carter never found out what was haunting his home, but later said he moved out, finally escaping the unexplained activity. After a homeowner reported eerie noises coming from the basement at night, they placed a digital recorder there to investigate. For 3 days, it captured nothing unusual, but on the 4th night, it recorded something terrifying. The sounds have remained a mystery since they were first heard. The fact that the homeowner stayed despite how disturbing they were makes it even more unsettling. While some would search for a logical cause, others believe it could be something paranormal. What do you think? A man filmed a short video while driving past an old cemetery where one of his ancestors was buried. When he later watched it back, he noticed a woman in white walking among the graves. She wasn't visible before passing a tree and disappeared again after moving past a tombstone, appearing to come out of nowhere. He now believes he captured a ghost. A gun store, owned by a Mason police officer, was robbed in a break-in that took less than a minute. 3 men used large rocks they could barely carry to smash through the store's window. One man shoved a rock through the glass and entered, followed by a second, while a third acted as a lookout. Investigators say the thieves stole 15 guns, some of which appeared to be rifles. This is not the first robbery at this store. In January, another group of thieves stole 23 guns, and those criminals were never caught. The ATF is investigating the case and has offered a $2,500 reward for information leading to arrest. A toddler monitor recorded footage late one night that still has no clear explanation. The camera was pointed at the crib, showing the child sleeping peacefully in a dim, silent room, with nothing unusual at first.
That's so weird. Well. I'll see you, son of.
Beside the sleeping toddler, another head appears inside the crib, facing the camera. It looks like a second child and even moves a small hand, ruling out a shadow or glitch. The man watching panics and rushes to the room, but when he arrives, the child is alone, and nothing else is there. He searched the entire house and found no one. The footage later spread online, with people debating whether it was a camera error or something far more disturbing. In 2004, Garrett Bardsley was on a Boy Scout camping trip in the Uinta Mountains. Early one morning, he and his father went fishing at a nearby lake. After Garrett's shoes got wet, his dad told him to return to camp to change his socks. The path was short, direct, and the campsite was visible the entire time. A few minutes later, his father followed, but Garrett had disappeared. At first, they thought he had wandered off or taken a wrong turn. Hours of searching turned into a massive operation involving hundreds of volunteers, helicopters, and tracking dogs. Still, no trace was found. There were no footprints, no clothing, no signs of an animal attack. The dogs followed his scent only for it to abruptly stop as if he had vanished. Some believe he became lost, but many question how that could happen in an open area with camp in sight. There were no signs of violence, no nearby roads, and no reports of strangers. Garrett Bardsley has never been found. Aggressive encounters with a black bear at Yoho National Park forced the evacuation of Yoho Lake Campground on Tuesday night. Photos posted to social media, particularly the Friends of Yoho National Park Facebook group, show a black bear inside a tent and damage to another tent. One post described a dozen campers working together, using bear spray, blowing horns, yelling, and throwing rocks to carefully guide the bear off the site. Another photo shows a shredded tent, believed to be caused by the same bear. Parks Canada responded by helicoptering in around 8:30 p.m. to alert and evacuate campers, including children, moving them to a safer location for the night. Following the incident, Parks Canada issued an area closure at Yoho Lake Campground due to a bear displaying bold behavior while searching for human food. Officials reminded outdoor recreationists to be bear aware and keep food and garbage out of sight. A truck driver was traveling alone on a highway late at night. The road was dark and empty, and he appeared to be fighting sleep. But he wasn't actually alone, and what happened next quickly jolted him awake. Suddenly, a man appeared in the road pushing a bicycle directly in front of the truck. The driver realized it was likely a robbery attempt and kept going, clearly shaken. The man was probably trying to force the truck to stop so he, or others nearby, could steal from the trailer. The driver was fortunate he didn't stop. This user was fishing with a friend, casting repeatedly, and staying close by. After hours of fishing, it's easy to lose awareness, and that's when dangerous mistakes can happen. Exactly what occurred in this video.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Is it in you?
Oh yeah, big time. Damn.
Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. It ain't that. Oh, it's bad.
More than anything.
I'm so sorry, bro.
Damn. Am I bleeding bad?
No.
You didn't get my main artery, did you?
No.
It's bad though, I know, I can feel it. Am I bleeding?
No.
Feels like there's like 6 hooks in there.
There's 2. The one's not that bad, but the other, Jay.
Yeah, no, I felt it.
Let me
Chill out.
Oh my god.
It felt like you hit me with a though.
The hook was embedded too deeply to be removed safely without causing serious damage, so they had to go to the hospital for a doctor to take it out. Incidents like this are more common than people think. Fishing hooks travel at high speed and can easily pierce skin, and injuries are far more dangerous if they hit the eyes, lips, or a major artery, which could lead to life-threatening blood loss. Situations like this are rare but possible, so caution and awareness are essential when fishing. A Canadian hunter heard movement outside his cabin and went out to check. Then something unexpected happened.
In the forest, I'm gonna try my best to see if I can see anything in the distance, but if there's anything you can see, let me know. Do a quick scan of the forest. I'm gonna try my best to see.
What the heck was that? What the heck was that? Look it!
Something shifted between the trees. He quickly ran back inside the cabin and locked the door. Whatever he saw was never identified, but it was clearly not normal. A man made a frightening discovery while on a camping trip.
我叫一个绑法，我要抓。你想办法把它弄下来。Yeah， 在树上抓很难。啊？在这个树上抓很难，我要把它捅下来，让它下来。 What do you think, guys? Yeah.
Just get some pictures for the lady as well.
A massive 33-foot snake was spotted perched high in a tree above him. Many viewers doubted the video, saying no one would get that close to a snake that large. Ashley Keetering, a realtor and single mother from Loveland, Colorado, usually posts about her daily life and work. But on the night of November 12th, things took a sudden turn. While she and her 5-year-old daughter were asleep, her phone alerted her to motion in the living room. When she checked the security footage, what she saw deeply unsettled her. Ashley says she doesn't own any pets, leaving her unable to explain the unsettling figure seen emerging from her basement. With security sensors on every basement window, she's confident that no person or animal could have entered without triggering an alert. After followers suggested adjusting the camera to point toward the basement stairs, she did. And what it recorded next was truly terrifying. Once again, a small, unexplained figure seems to move at the base of the basement stairs. The poor video quality makes it hard to identify, leaving its true nature unknown. Whether Ashley recorded something supernatural or there is another explanation remains a mystery. A couple who had spent 6 years hiking across Canada woke up one morning to an unforgettable surprise. Looking outside, they saw a large black bear slowly approaching their tent, followed closely by a tiny cub. The couple froze as the cub made the scene both more heartwarming and more dangerous. After wandering peacefully for a while, the bears eventually returned to the woods. A group of friends was on a van camping trip in a quiet area when something unusual happened.
No. Yeah. Moving. No, that's a UFO for sure.
Yo, it's like that thing they showed on
Rogan. Whoa. What is that?
It's like that Tic Tac from Rogan, bro.
A triangular set of lights appeared in the night sky, hovering silently without movement or visible engines. The campers believed it was a UFO and shared the video online, hoping for a logical explanation. A man was sitting in a hospital parking lot when he noticed something strange coming from his car. He first heard odd noises from inside the vehicle, and out of curiosity, he began recording.
Escuchamos un golpe y nos dimos vuelta porque dijimos, bueno, ¿quién está entrando? Cuestión de que no hay nadie atrás nuestro. Y miramos dentro del auto y dijimos, oh, pues si el auto, qué mierda es. Lo peor de todo es que no queremos salir. O sea, no, un miedo, la puta madre. Lo peor de todo es que se mueve adentro del auto y no hay nadie. O sea, ahora vamos a ir a controlar el auto. Pero parece como si fuese un reflejo. La puta madre. No.
That's when he noticed a strange, human-like figure moving inside the car. But when he walked closer, the car was empty, and the parking lot was silent. When he stepped back to where he had been standing, the figure suddenly appeared inside the car again.
Nadie. Un montón. Es un montón. Mierda. Y encima nos mira la puta que te parió. chabón. No. Desapareció.
Some viewers said it was just a shadow or a reflection, while others thought it could be something paranormal. What do you think it was? Kaylee and Stewart run a TikTok account where they share happy moments as new parents to their daughter, Ren Ma'am. Their content is usually upbeat, but one video they posted left their followers shocked. At first, the camera shows a shadowy figure in the upper corner of the room. Moments later, a small, unsettling hand appears to claw at baby Renmem's crib mattress. Her father wakes up from the noise, and as he turns toward the crib, the hand disappears. Kaylee and Stewart were left shaken and still have no explanation for what they captured. A hunter in Mexico was in the forest when a frightening sound echoed through the trees. He couldn't tell where the sound was coming from, as it seemed to surround the entire area. Later, people compared it to known animals and natural causes, but none matched. To this day, the source of the noise remains unknown. A woman entered a shower at an Australian facility and instantly jumped back out because something was wrong.
Worst thing has ever happened to me. I've just walked into the shower at Proserpine Dam, got in, no clothes on, turned the water on. Look at this mother in the corner of the room. No, I don't need a shower. I'm fine.
A massive white spider was perched in the corner. Australia's wildlife is impressive, but sometimes it's a bit much when all you want is a shower. A man shared footage that many viewers believe suggests renovations can't erase the lingering energy of a house. Built in 1949, the home had undergone several remodels and was still occupied by an elderly woman at the time. The man, who regularly worked there, said the house always felt unsettling. He described unexplained scratches, a constant feeling of being watched, and the sense that he was never truly alone. One day, while working in the basement, something happened right in front of him. Viewers said there's no clear explanation for the object's movement. Some believe it's tied to the house's age or lingering energy, while others think it's connected to the woman or tension in the home. Whatever caused it, the house seems to hold more than just its history. Saria was visiting a friend when an unexpected package arrived. It was from Eddie Bauer, addressed to the friend's mother, who had never ordered anything. When they opened it, they discovered what was inside.
It's gonna block out the address there, but that's what the package looks like.
If it really was Eddie Bauer or And it wasn't something you ordered for them that way?
Literally stains on the front, and then there's like this strange, I don't want to touch it, this strange, literally I don't know what that is, but it looks nasty. And then on the back, like this is the whole thing. Okay, turn it around again. Do you see that? That is really sketchy.
The family had never seen it before. Eddie Bauer said it wasn't their product and had no record of an order. Police weren't concerned, but the question remained: who sent the dress and why? One evening, a guy named Pete was relaxing at home, scrolling on his phone, when he noticed something strange out of the corner of his eye. He was sure the wheelchair across the room moved on its own. He focused on it and started recording, and what happened next left him shocked. The wheelchair began rocking back and forth. Even blocked by a pile of stuffed animals, it pushed through them and turned in another direction. The movement looked deliberate, as if guided by something unseen. And it didn't stop there. Just a few nights later, while Pete was alone watching TV, he noticed something else unsettling. Were these disturbing events caused by a restless spirit in Pete's home, or was it something else? A draft, a mechanical issue, or even a hoax? A security guard spotted something terrifying on footage from a department store in Chile. A tall, translucent figure moved through the building at night. The footage is brief and unclear, making it hard to identify. Some think it was just a person after hours, but others say it looked too tall to be human. When the guard checked, no one was found on that floor or on any camera, leaving the question of what it was. Two friends were staying at the White Lagoon in Scotland. Around 2 a.m., one of them was awake when he heard strange noises coming from different parts of the room with no clear source, so he started recording. Later, while reviewing the footage, he noticed shadows moving multiple times. The shape appeared small, almost like a child running past, but it's unclear whether it was just a trick of movement or something unexplained. One afternoon, a woman was home alone when she heard a strange sound coming from inside the house. At first, nothing seemed unusual.
Dad, are you there, honey? Open the door for mommy. Hello. Hello. Dad, are Dad, are you there, honey? Open the door for mommy. Hello. Dad, are you there, honey? Open the door for mommy. Hello. Dad, are you there, honey? Open the door for mommy.
When viewers heard the voice, the comments exploded, not because of what was said, but because of how the woman reacted. She didn't respond, call out, or show panic. She stayed completely silent. Many believe that silence was crucial, as people warn that responding to mimics can escalate activity. By not reacting, she may have prevented things from getting worse. A TikTok user from Belfast called Dressing Room Diaries 93 shared an eerie video.
You can see this is me, and that's a glass, and you can see that there's a shape that looks like a person, but there's definitely there's no way there could be someone standing there. It kind of looks like me. It kind of looks like me.
She was recording herself using her window's reflection when a woman-like figure suddenly appeared behind her. At first, it seemed like a reflection, but when she lifted her arm, the figure stayed still.
I'm just gonna put up my hand here. Yeah, the sage has worn off.
She said it wasn't the first time she'd seen it, describing it as a mimic that copies her. Skeptics blamed the lighting or a prop, but she insisted nothing was there. Without her turning around, it's hard to know what was real. In 2013, William Sloan recorded something unsettling. Before this, he had been using an Ouija board at home to contact whatever he believed was causing strange activity. He claimed to communicate with a spirit named James, who took responsibility for the events. One night in the living room, William saw a chair rocking on its own and believed it was James sitting there.
Just rock it a little bit. Just a little bit. I know you can do it. Come on.
William was already rattled, but a video he recorded a month later was far more disturbing. This time, he was completely alone when it occurred.
Okay, a few minutes ago, I was sitting on the couch over there, and I was just watching TV and on Facebook as usual. And I don't know where Baxter is. Right there. Baxter was sitting next to me on the couch, and Hazel, this girl, was way back here in the hall. Okay? And all of a sudden, these vertical blinds they rattled by themselves, like somebody just walked into them. They're shaking a little bit now, but it's because of the heating vent. It's adjacent, and they always sway a little bit. Or Baxter, he hangs out and he moves them. But we're going to try to get it to happen again. James, if you're here, move those blinds again, because that was really good. And I didn't get it on tape when it happened the first time. I don't know. I think that was the event. It wasn't like what it did before. Oh.
Like many viewers, William isn't sure what to believe and suspects it could be James again. What caused the events he recorded remains unknown, leaving open the question of whether it was a ghost or something else entirely. Jordan Bowen was home alone late at night, watching TV and sending Snapchats to her friends to feel less alone. After sending a few videos, one friend noticed something strange in the background. Upon closer inspection, Jordan realized there was a shadowy figure moving quickly and hunched over inside her apartment, slipping from one room to another as if trying to avoid being seen. There is little additional information about the clip or whether Jordan experienced anything else, but the brief footage was enough to be deeply unsettling. So, what do you think Jordan captured in her apartment? Let me know your thoughts. A Reddit user on a hunting trip stopped by an old cemetery near a small shrine and found something disturbing. A piece of meat was tied with a string, appearing fresh and slightly rotten. Nearby were broken gravestones and crosses, along with pruners, a knife, and other tools. He photographed everything and contacted the police, who said they would look into it. He left the area and never learned what it was. Online, people speculated it could have been a ritual, animal bait, or something more sinister. The video was filmed by Elijah Carter, a construction worker remodeling a house. After working there for a while, he uncovered a hidden crawl space behind stacks of drywall that the homeowner had never told him about. He chose to investigate, unaware that he would soon regret the decision.
While I came across something that was really cool, and I feel like it sets this house apart. The reason why I'm just now finding this crawl space is because of this drywall. The owner, she had this drywall covering the crawl space. That's not the cool thing about it. And I want y'all to check this out. So while I was here, I found this table, and I also found this extra space right here. You have a vent right there. I think I just heard some footsteps. This can't be a squatter.
He heard footsteps on the floor above him, followed by whispers and eerie giggling coming from inside the crawl space. Things took a terrifying turn when the crawl space door began slowly opening on its own. Elijah ran out of the house without looking back. When he returned the next day, he said there was no sign anyone had been there, leaving everyone wondering what he encountered. In April 2022, a man camping with his family woke around 1 a.m. to strange movements outside their tent and began recording the activity. In the footage, a pale, human-like figure moves among the trees with jerky, unnaturally fast, almost insect-like motions. After recording it, the man woke his family, and they left the campsite immediately. It remains unclear whether the figure was an animal seen from an unusual angle, a lost person, or something more sinister. Two friends captured bizarre footage inside an allegedly haunted house. The residents of the house have reported hearing footsteps upstairs and seeing objects move on their own. One night, while the friends were watching a movie together, strange events began to unfold, which were caught on camera.
Alors, on vient de mettre pause au film, ça a couru à l'étage, et ça bouge de ouf. Lucas, tu vas voir.
C'est grave chelou que ça bouge sans rien. Ça va se casser la gueule.
C'est hyper flippant.
Ça s'arrête pas, hein.
Faut qu'on aille voir.
Vas-y.
Je t'attends en bas. Hein.
Cool. Bah viens avec moi.
Merde, ta chambre. C'est déjà bien flippant.
C'est la chambre rouge.
They ran to the room, but found no one there, and a few minutes later, the friend recording explained what was happening.
Donc là, il y a Mimi qui nous a rejoint. Donc là, on est sur le reportage maison hantée. Je tiens à préciser qu'on a entendu quelqu'un littéralement courir à l'étage. C'était pas le chat, évidemment, il était vers nous. Et on n'a rien dans la chambre. Là, c'est quoi comme chambre?
C'est la chambre d'amis. Mais on s'en sert quasiment pas.
C'est hyper flippant. Ok, donc là, il y a littéralement une porte ouverte. Ce qui est...
Ouais, bah, normalement, c'est le placard qui est fermé. C'est le placard où j'ai mis tout le bordel que j'ai emménagé. Puis c'est allumé, normalement. C'est pas allumé, normalement.
They went to investigate, but, as with the previous room, no one was inside. Unable to find the source of the running footsteps, they started heading back downstairs and recorded something just as they reached the bottom. Footsteps could be heard inside the room, and observers noted that even the kitten seemed uneasy, perhaps startled by the noises. Although it's uncertain what caused the closet door to close or what was in the room, many suspect paranormal activity, leaving the incident unexplained. In British Columbia, Canada, a grizzly bear attacked a group of students and teachers hiking in the forest near the small town of Bella Coola, outside Vancouver. 11 people were injured, including 3 children and an adult, with 4 victims hospitalized, 2 in critical condition, and 7 others treated on site. During the attack, teachers tried to defend the students using pepper spray and a bear banger, with one male teacher bearing the brunt of the assault. The bear was not captured, and authorities urged residents to stay indoors and avoid the area. Conservation officials noted the bear had been previously injured. The school involved was closed for the day, and BC conservation teams were actively searching for the bear. Footage from Chihuahua, Mexico shows a funnel cloud slowly coming down from the sky and turning into a tornado. The video shows the power and danger of nature, as tornadoes can cause a lot of damage in just a few minutes. Watching one form is a clear reminder of how strong nature is and how small people are in comparison. This clip comes from Frankie Quell. He says he had just gotten home late from work and was completely alone when he heard a strange noise inside the house, so he grabbed his phone to record it.
I'm alone and I'm hearing somebody screaming in my house. Yo, what is that? Sounds like it's coming from back over here, but there's nobody that lives back there. There's nothing but woods back there. Man, I'm getting the f out of here, man. This
A girl's scream rang out through the house, but he couldn't locate its source. Some believe it came from a neighbor, others think it was paranormal, and a few fear it might have been a child in distress, which would make the recording even more unsettling. The Jefferson Hotel in Texas sat abandoned for 2 years before paranormal enthusiasts Jeremy and Pam Jones bought it. They dedicated themselves to restoring the 170-year-old building and reopened it in October 2020. Originally built in 1851 as a cotton warehouse, rumors say 2 young children died there under harsh working conditions in the late 1800s. Later, the building became a brothel where another tragedy allegedly occurred. A teenage girl named Judy was said to have been killed by a client in the bathtub of room 19. Guests today claim to see her ghost in steamy showers or find messages asking for help written on bathroom mirrors. One guest, Georgia Canfield, was staying with her mother and grandmother when a message suddenly appeared on their mirror, and she captured the moment on camera.
Noticed it. I don't know if it was here when I came in here or if when I started running the hot water. I don't know. I just know that I was coming here to wash my face.
That was not there. Can you confirm that was not? We checked that earlier.
I didn't see it earlier.
Do you see it now?
Yes, I see it. That's why I'm not going in there.
You didn't notice it though.
I didn't notice it. If it was there, I didn't notice it.
And we had the door locked the entire time, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't been out without the door being locked.
Georgia, her mother, and her grandmother were confused by the unexplained message on the mirror, but this was only part of the Jefferson Hotel's eerie history. In 1912, a pregnant bride named Lydia Grigsby took her own life in room 19 after being abandoned by her fiancé before the wedding. Since then, solo guests have reported seeing the ghost of a golden-haired bride wandering the halls. During a recent tour, visitors Angela and Cody may have captured her in a photo, showing a brief apparition with the faint outline of a dress. Even more disturbing are accounts from guests who wake in the night to find a silent figure standing in their room, watching them sleep. Recently, even the hotel's owners, Jeremy and Pam Jones, have begun experiencing strange events. One night at 2 a.m., while Jeremy was working alone in the hallway, something happened that added to the hotel's haunted legacy. Although the video has no audio, Jeremy says he heard a voice moments before a hotel door suddenly unlatched and opened by itself. As unsettling as that was, it wasn't the only strange event recorded. On another night around 4 a.m., a motion-activated camera detected movement in the upstairs hallway while Jeremy and Pam were asleep. Thinking someone might have broken in, Jeremy rushed upstairs but found no one. After waking Pam, they reviewed the footage together and were shocked by what they saw. At the end of the hallway, just outside room 19, the camera appears to capture a figure moving through the darkness. Despite searching the entire hotel, they found no trace of anyone. Whatever was caught on camera seemed to disappear without explanation, leaving the question open as to whether the hotel is truly haunted. A Reddit user said their nephew's wedding group took a ghost tour in New Orleans, stopping at the LaLaurie mansion. The next day, while sharing photos, they noticed a figure standing on the balcony in one picture. They were sure no one had been there, and the figure didn't appear in any other photos, leaving everyone shaken. A man who worked the night shift at a hotel for years shared what he called his most unsettling experience. Despite spending many nights alone at the front desk, he had never witnessed anything paranormal before, which is what made this incident so disturbing.
So I've been working at a hotel for, a couple years now. And I've never had anything like this happen. And I'm borderline freaked out. I'm not going to lie. So I'm sitting down here at the front desk, right? And I'm on the computer and I'm just typing away. Phone rings. I don't look at the phone. I just answer it. And, I say my whole little spiel or whatever. And it's just silent. The phone is just silent. After about, 3 or 4 seconds, I say hello again. Nothing. And right before I go to hang up, it sounds like I'm hearing somebody just like breathing on the other line. I just hang up. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I ain't thinking twice about it. But then I go and look at the caller ID and let me show y'all something. All right. That's the room that called. Okay. Peep that. 505. Now let me show y'all something. I'm gonna go over here to the elevator so y'all know I'm not bull. And I'm gonna turn the camera around. How many floors do you see here? Because I'm pretty sure we don't have a room 505 nor 5th floor. This would be the night I quit. I don't do that. I don't do that.
He said he was alone at the front desk late at night when the phone rang. When he answered, there was only silence. As he was about to hang up, he heard slow, heavy breathing. He ended the call and checked the caller ID, which showed room 505. Confused, he walked to the elevator and realized the hotel didn't even have a 5th floor. The call had come from a room that didn't exist, and no explanation was ever found. Alex from France says her house is haunted. She claims objects move on their own, and strange noises come from empty rooms. Frustrated, she started recording the activity and sharing it online. One night, while she was home alone watching a movie, something completely unexpected happened.
Non, c'est pas possible. Oh putain.
Objects suddenly shift by themselves, and her bedroom door slams shut. Moments later, she hears footsteps rushing toward her, but sees nothing when she looks. A few nights later, alone once again, Alex records more unsettling footage that only deepens her fear. She cautiously went downstairs to investigate and heard her son's voice calling her. When she reached the lower level, books flew off the shelves, and a chair began rocking on its own. Viewers warned it could be an evil presence and urged her to leave. Soon after, one night after walking her dog, Alex returned home and noticed something deeply unsettling. Alex stood frozen when she saw a dark figure moving inside her house. She watched it head toward her son's bedroom, but he wasn't home, and the figure disappeared just as quickly. When she checked, no one was anywhere in or around the house. A few nights later, while she and her son were having a calm evening at home, something shocking happened. A teddy bear in her son's bedroom suddenly starts moving on its own. After everything Alex has experienced, she's convinced the house is truly haunted and is desperate for help. So, what do you think is really going on? Could it be tied to the home's past? Maybe even a spirit connected to the old graveyard beneath it? A man was checking footage from a trail camera in a rural area of the southeastern US when he noticed something unusual. The camera recorded a bright streak of light with a thin, glowing figure inside it. He couldn't identify what it was, and some suggested it may have been a spider web, a leg near the lens, or possibly an insect. A few years ago, a man found a narrow trail in the woods that led to a quiet pond and a small path beyond it. As he went farther in, he discovered something odd. Several old chairs arranged around a burned-out fire, with some hanging upside down from trees. He first thought it was just an abandoned gathering spot. Weeks later, when he returned, a warning sign had appeared in the same clearing. Not wanting to risk anything, he left right away, unsure whether it was a harmless prank or something more unsettling. A mother photographed her daughter after she lost a tooth, thinking it was an ordinary moment. Later, she noticed a dark, human-like figure behind her daughter. She said no one else was in the room, just the two of them, raising the question of what was really there. A hunter deep in the forest came upon a deeply unsettling scene. The ground was covered with circular plates bearing handwritten messages, along with a small face resembling a doll. The phrases carried strong emotional meaning, leaving it unclear whether someone was leaving a final message or if it was part of a ritual or spiritual practice performed in the woods. Remote Trooper is a channel that explores deserts, historical sites, and abandoned places. In this video, he investigates 10 strange Google Earth anomalies in the Las Vegas desert, leading him to a location with a potentially disturbing past.
You guys can see that, but we're gonna park and go take a look. Somebody was living here or something way back in the day. This is really, really old. Wow. Yeah, totally unexpected. I saw this from satellite imagery and thought it was an old, like, Chinese rock oven or something. California Powder Works, Santa Cruz. I've explained it many times, but it's what they use to blow out the mountains for the railroad. Yeah, this has a whole floor in it and everything. That railroad was completed in 1905. A lot of the stuff we find out here is from the late 1800s or 19th century. Wow. How cool is that? Some animal lives over there, probably a badger or something. Them things are nasty. You gotta watch out for them. Yeah, that's real fresh dirt. Okay, so something doesn't really live in there. It was a coyote digging. That's like an old horseshoe, right? Dude, how cool.
After visiting several of the locations, he continued his search and eventually reached another site. This one was especially strange, with signs suggesting that something unsettling may have occurred there.
I think to have some power, so I'll probably just leave it on the 33s. This is a little weird. Yeah, somebody just dug down a little bit for no reason at all. Stacked up some rocks right there. That's cool. What a weird thing that somebody would build this. It's about 3 feet tall, I guess.
It was a spot that looked like a rectangular hole had been dug with a small rock monument nearby. At first, it didn't seem suspicious, but what he discovered next made the situation far more unsettling.
Oh, that's a really old belt. Wow. Oh, it's gator skin. Dude, what? I just found an old gator skin belt. That's the weirdest thing, isn't it? Yeah, it's right next to this clothing here. It's like an old jacket of some sort. Don't really see any tags on it or anything. Oh, it's covered in blood. Look at that. Wow. Yep, that's what that is. Super bloody jeans. Let me know if you guys think I should report that. Those jeans looked pretty old, at least a couple of decades, but they could possibly be much older than that. I don't really know what to do in a situation like that. I don't want to waste everybody's time, but at the same time, it's part of the video and I don't want to do the wrong thing. So leave a comment if I'm super out of line for just leaving jeans sitting there and continuing on.
He found a gator skin belt buckle and bloodstained jeans beside what looked like a shallow grave marked with rocks. It strongly resembled a crime scene, and the items appeared to belong to whoever might be buried there. With multiple signs pointing to the same conclusion, it didn't seem like a coincidence. It felt likely that a body was present and that authorities should have been contacted, especially since the desert is known for criminal activity. On October 26, 2025, the creator of Roaming Reckless, known for solo truck camping trips with her dog Tazzy, unexpectedly got stuck in the remote Colorado desert. What was supposed to be a normal overnight stop slowly turned into something unsettling, with thick mud, complete silence, and a warning she hadn't taken seriously. After a while, it felt like the desert wasn't just empty anymore, almost like it noticed she was there.
So it thunderstormed all night last night. There was this warning on this campsite when I found it that said, great campsite, but don't let it rain because you will get stuck trying to get out. So that's where the pickle comes in, because now we're gonna have to wait for it to dry up to get out of here whatsoever. Look at this boot, it just sinks. I drove out to the desert to camp for a few nights. Unfortunately, I forgot to check the weather app before getting to camp because I never check the weather app, and also it never rains over here. But as you can see, just my luck, not only did it rain and strand me out here, I'm about to find out that we're in for a record-breaking storm. While I was eating breakfast, minding my business, I got a severe weather alert on my phone that we were officially in a flood watch. Now, the reason that's so concerning is because we're in the desert, where flash floods can happen quickly and be extremely dangerous and unforgiving. We were entering into record-breaking weather. Not only the biggest storm this area has had since 1941, but also I saw this online.
Grand Junction had its wettest day in over 50 years with 1.35 inches of rain. That also tied its 7th wettest day ever recorded.
While that situation in itself isn't super scary, the reason this is so bad is because of the type of ground that we are on. It's just a type of clay that you cannot drive on whatsoever. It's the equivalent of driving on grease. No matter who you are or what type of rig you have to wait for the ground to dry out to get anywhere or do anything. Heavy rain, heavy thunderstorms, and people that have camped at this site before said that the dry creek will flood and it washes away the road, or at least it has with people before. I didn't want to risk it, but obviously I'll keep an eye on it because if water levels start rising, we're just gonna have to get out of here and deal with it the best that we can. There's already water down there, which it was completely dry yesterday. I'm basically just gonna try to leave Tazzy outside of the truck for as long as possible since we're gonna be trapped inside the truck tonight with heavy rain and thunderstorms, so. The rain is picking up for sure. Just monitoring all the water levels. We'll just off-road through the vegetation. This is all water coming in from the windows. Honestly, I think we're getting pretty lucky. Like, the rain isn't super heavy, so we might be all right. You gotta love being stuck in the truck during rainstorms. You know what I'm saying, you guys? I spent a couple of hours being productive. After a while, I finally found a break in the rain to take Tazzy outside one last time before bed. However, when I ran over to check on the dry creek, I heard something sloshing in the water, only to look up and see a pair of eyes reflected directly back into my headlamp. Freaked me out. I ran back to the troopy as quick as I could. That was freaky. Well, I don't know what that was, but we're covered, so no one can see in here at all. Looks like it's gonna be raining all night and through the morning, so, and we're still on flood watch.
After a long desert storm, she stepped outside and saw the ground had turned into thick mud. Her Land Cruiser sank enough to show she wasn't leaving soon. The campsite warnings she'd seen earlier now made sense. Mud even started seeping into the truck through the window seals. That evening, she checked a nearby wash for rising water. At first, there was only slight movement in her headlamp beam, then a pair of eyes reflected back at her. She paused, then rushed back to the truck with Tazzy. The flood warning on her phone felt a lot more serious after that, and the quiet didn't last.
Easy. Sorry to wake you up, Tazzy. Coyotes out there or something. Oh my gosh, I see them. Yeah, I literally see them out there. It's probably what I saw earlier in the river. Oh wow. Look at the river. It's so much bigger back there. Holy cow. That is crazy. Holy mud. Come on, Tazzy, let's go. From what the forecast showed at this point, I thought we were pretty much in the clear. No more rain incoming, and while we were still under flood watch for at least another day, I was confident that if the water wasn't a threat by now, besides waiting another couple of days for the ground to dry up so we could get the heck out of here. But unfortunately, the worst was yet to come. In fact, after a couple hours in the truck, we got some blue skies and the sun even came out. It's crazy how much this has gone down in just a few hours. Good for us, because if it keeps up, then we should be able to get out of here by tomorrow. Those reviews online just freaked me out, so I'm like trying to be overly cautious. Well, even though the weather was kind of all over the place, honestly, was not as bad as it was forecasted, which is good for us. It's definitely a good thing I had a chance to kind of like test all my systems, you know? Anyways, wish me luck that I can sleep well. Hopefully the coyotes don't wake us up in the middle of the night again. I just got woken up by a severe weather alert that says severe thunderstorms coming in with wind gusts, and there's a lot of big hail in severe thunderstorm. Jeez. Let's get the heck out of here. Yeah, I think I just need to head towards town. Literally cannot see. Oh, yep. Going down into a ditch because I can't see where I'm going. Oh my gosh, you guys see that lightning? It's coming for us. We're literally stuck in this freaking gumbo. I'm not even joking. Are you kidding me? I think I'm literally stuck.
At sunrise, Tazzy's sudden barking woke her up. Outside, she saw a group of coyotes crossing the open area, lining up with the eyes she'd seen the night before. The wash was deeper, the mud worse, and Tazzy didn't want to step on the ground without help. Hours later, The sun finally came out and warmed the ground. The creek started to drop, and for a moment it looked like she might be able to leave. But that hope didn't last. At 2 a.m., her phone went off again with another serious warning. She packed up and tried to drive out, but the tires sank back into the mud. She was stuck again, alone in the dark, waiting for morning. Some viewers said the glowing eyes she saw were just coyotes, since their eyes reflect light like that. Others pointed out how still the eyes were, almost like they were watching her. And with coyotes known to target dogs, it raised questions about what was really in the wash that night. If they were coyotes, why didn't they move when the light hit them? And if they weren't, then what was standing there as the floodwater crept in? On November 11th, 2024, Josh was near Lake Superior trying to recharge his van's batteries. It was his last day in Minnesota, so he cleaned the van and checked his gear. But by afternoon, he realized the batteries wouldn't charge because of heavy clouds and low sunlight. He moved to a nearby campsite and set up, though the wind kept blowing straight into the van. Later, he used the rest of his firewood, made a fire, and cooked dinner. While talking about his burger, he suddenly heard a strange noise coming from the darkness outside the firelight.
Okay, my camera battery just died. I have no idea what that was. It's gotta be a deer, right? What would be walking through a lake? Is that a bird? Huh. Well, I think I'm gonna pack up and get inside the van.
The camera shut off while the noise continued, and Josh tried to make sense of it. It sounded like something walking through the shallow water. Feeling uneasy, he put out the fire early and went into the van, relying on the heater, while the strange sounds stayed outside. By morning, the lake was calm again. Josh thought about where the noise came from, near the rocks in the shallow water. The heavy, slow steps reminded him of creatures people mention in wilderness stories. Nothing was confirmed, but his last night in Minnesota ended with a mix of getting things done and feeling unsettled by whatever was moving out there. Valerie is a traveler who shares her experiences across Central Asia, focusing on real cultural moments, remote places, and the people she meets. In this episode, she was camping alone in an open field in Kazakhstan. What started as a peaceful stop for the night soon became one of the scariest moments of her journey.
I was in Turkestan hitchhiking to Aristanbab, and it was pretty late in the evening, 7:30 p.m.
I'm just a few hundred meters away from the city center in Turkestan, and it's sad to see, but it looks like a different world. The streets are full of potholes, they're scattered everywhere. The contrast is very big, like the huge buildings and the fountains. Yeah, it's the same.
She had been hitchhiking from Turkestan toward Aristanbab, planning to visit the historic mausoleum and the nearby mosque. A local family gave her a ride, and by the time she arrived, the sun was already setting. With night coming fast, she had to find a place to camp.
I found a good spot here on the field. I have to be quick now though, because the sun is setting and I don't want to use my light because then the mosquitoes will bite me. There are always horses here next to me, but you can't see them, I guess. I love this place already. And I'm gonna see the mosque in the morning.
She picked a quiet, open field to camp in as the daylight faded, with horses grazing nearby. It felt peaceful, and she liked the calm of the place. While setting up her campsite, the horses came closer, curious but gentle. She filmed for a bit, enjoyed the moment, and then went into her tent for the night. About an hour later, she woke up to movement outside. She first thought the horses were back, but when she looked out, she saw a car slowly driving toward her across the dark field.
There's someone in the car. I hope he doesn't mind me camping here on his ground.
Қазақша білмейді екен де.
WhatsApp берші, телефон.
Bye bye. Thank you. Kata rahmat. Thank you. Bye.
A man and his wife got out of the car. They seemed to be checking on the horses and then noticed her tent. Using a translation app, they asked her some basic questions like where she was from and why she was there. They were polite, but the conversation went on longer than she expected, and the mosquitoes made it even more uncomfortable. Eventually, they went back to their car and left. A few minutes later, the same car returned. This time, the man asked for her social media. She gave it to him, and they drove off again. Nothing directly threatening happened, but the whole situation felt off. She tried to sleep again, but around 3 a.m., she woke up to noises.
I can't believe I just called this man friendly. I'm so disappointed. It's 3 a.m. I heard a noise, someone was saying something. I opened the door of my tent and then he was there again, like very close. And he was like making a kissing gesture. And I said, what? I was still like, I didn't understand what was going on because I just woke up, and he really tried to go into my tent. I had to stop him and push him away, and he said, what are you doing? No. Like clearly said, no. And he wouldn't understand, like he wouldn't want to understand. I was like in such a shock because I didn't get why, like what was happening, and I kept saying no, and he wanted to still like come inside. Eventually he said, yeah, phone to speak, like Google Translate, and I said, no, leave me alone, no, go. And I think I said this for 2 minutes straight until he finally left. But man, I've never had that before. And yeah, now he went back into his car. I don't know, will he return or not? So it's a bit stupid situation right now. And I mean, so sad because they were friendly and stuff, but this really destroyed it, unfortunately. And it was the first time I didn't really feel 100% safe. I mean, I was sure that one day I will face these kind of...
When she looked outside her tent, she saw the same man standing very close. His behavior was different now. He tried to get into her tent, even though she kept telling him no. She pushed him back and refused to talk, but he kept trying to stay there and extend the interaction. After a few tense minutes, he finally went back to his car. Still, she had no idea if he would return again. In the morning, she continued with her plan to visit the mausoleum, trying to feel normal again after such a frightening night. What made the situation even more troubling was that she hadn't done anything to encourage his behavior. She answered simple questions, was polite, and respected personal space. None of that justified him coming back alone in the middle of the night and invading her privacy. She kept traveling afterward, but the incident became a strong reminder of the risks of solo camping in unfamiliar places. Hiro and Tomo from Omagatoki Film are known for traveling around Japan to explore haunted places and strange events. For this project, they took on one of their toughest challenges yet, spending the night inside the abandoned Inunaki Tunnel, a place linked to tragedy, violence, and many paranormal stories. Located in Fukuoka Prefecture, the tunnel was originally built as an access road to Inunaki Village. Several workers died during its construction, and even after it was shut down in 1975, and replaced by a newer tunnel, reports of strange activity kept coming. Its reputation became even darker after a horrific crime in 1988 when a young boy was killed inside. With a history filled with death and fear, Inunaki Tunnel remains one of the most infamous places in Japan.
もう2時超えてるんですけど、ちょっとね、もう疲れちゃったんで、早速、宿の中に入ってテントを張りたいと思います。宿に中入りましょうか。ちょっと入りづらいんですけど、気にしないでいただいて。
Hiro and Tomo set up their tent near the middle of the tunnel, but right away, they felt something was off. As they walked deeper inside, they started hearing faint noises that didn't sound like dripping water, footsteps, or normal echoes.
ちょっと一回電気消してみます。一回ちょっと、これか。ちょっと一回。声聞こえた今。聞こえなかった今。声聞こえなかった。わかんない、なんか女の声。ちょっと戻ろう。ちょっと今女の声聞こえた。今ちょっと僕以外聞こえなかったみたいですけど、女性らしき声が聞こえました。
One of them thought he heard a woman's voice, while the other didn't hear anything at all. The fact that only one of them heard the voice made the moment even more unsettling. They went back to the tent, trying to make sense of it. As the night went on, they grew tired, but the tunnel's atmosphere stayed heavy and uncomfortable.
I一緒に寝てたけどな。ね。いや、もう寝よう。はい、さっさと。倒れた。倒れた。いや、触ってないっす。トムさん触ってないっすよね。触ってない。倒れた。マジで倒れた。なんでちょっともう寝よう。
Around 3 a.m., their camera suddenly fell over. They thought it was just an accident at the time, but later, when they reviewed the footage, they saw something strange. A faint, head-shaped figure in the darkness behind the tent, something they hadn't noticed in the moment. Soon after that, things got even more intense.
誰かおる外誰かおる外誰かおるあ、ちょっと電気を誰かおったぜ今はっきりいや声が聞こえて、飛び起きたんですけど、声のする方を見たらここから
One of them felt something outside the tent and saw a figure standing near the entrance as if it was watching them. Panic hit instantly. They grabbed their gear and ran out of the tunnel, leaving the rest of the investigation behind. Whether the figure was a spirit, a person, or something else is still unknown. What they did know was that the tunnel lived up to its frightening reputation. The footage comes from Action Adventure Clips, a US-based channel centered on real-time exploration in unusual settings. The focus is on environmental discovery, practical choices, and immersive first-person experiences, rather than staged scares. It was filmed on December 23rd, 2025 in the United States.
A river down there.
All right, Callie.
Look at that snowball. Dang. Right? Dang, look at that. It looks like there's a fire in here or something. But now I can't prove that.
No. Well, I think I have to do more with flooding.
Well, yeah, it's like limestone. It's just shells.
Wow. Oh, whoa.
That's just all limestone is, shells.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen any stuff, not this much of it.
Yeah, right?
I maybe seen a little. This is cool.
It's dope. Oh yeah. I don't know. This is gonna get bad though. I'm telling you, this is right where it gets really bad. I will say this though, for a really long time, the cave is gonna look exactly like this. Like that was the last big room before it becomes just like probably 25 minutes of walking like this. Down. Can't tell whether to stay up here or go down here.
The ceiling looks neat up in there.
Oh yeah, it's got knobs coming off. It's like chert knobs.
Maybe down?
I'm thinking maybe down.
The group, along with their dog Callie, pushes farther into a cave system beneath a firehouse. Movement is slow as they cross slippery limestone, tight corridors, and wet rock walls. Callie moves ahead with confidence, checking paths while the team observes shell-filled limestone and vertical shafts overhead. As the tunnel tightens, they climb carefully, stopping to discuss their route after spotting tape that marks a steep drop and warns of danger.
We got tape hanging down. Oh, that's the drop y'all saw. Yeah, that's the straight up ledge.
We're not gonna be able to get upstairs.
Yeah, but he could be the first to squeeze into some passage that opens up into some.
Don't break it up.
And watch out for the church.
The team reaches a vertical section where the footing becomes precarious. One member carefully moves across the limestone while Callie waits nearby. They proceed slowly, focusing on balance and communication as they assess the safest route forward.
Dang, stinks. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I should have brought an odor mask in here.
Yeah. We want to brought
I don't think this is right. We gotta turn back.
Someone's been this way.
It's us. Yeah. That might be the better way to go. It's leading to us.
Then the creek.
It's the creek. Oh!
You good?
Yeah.
Deeper inside, the cave conditions shift. Stronger odors emerge, passages split without warning, and fresh mud and footprints make navigation more difficult. The team pauses to get their bearings, briefly retracing their steps to avoid getting lost and stay on a known route.
It's right there. Did people swim out here and graffiti that right above the water level?
Information up there.
Holy crap! Yeah, it's like the ghostly one. Dude, that is insane.
Little balcony.
Yeah.
Where the Lincoln got shot. Juveniles.
Wait, she found a side passage? She's gone.
She got...
We never went down that. Look, I see her footprints. Hers are the only ones going this way. Dude, it opens up huge. Yeah.
They enter a large chamber with high ceilings, layered limestone formations, and graffiti left by previous visitors. Small cave fish can be seen in the water, and several side passages hint at deeper sections beyond the main chamber. Callie moves ahead to scout, revealing more openings as the team documents the size of the space.
Alrighty, well, it just kept going. But this is getting gnarly. We're not going through this anymore. Okay. We're about headed out now. Hashtag rubber duck. All right, we made it back to the big fat tunnel. Halfway out, probably. We made it. Go check out Dangerous Nature.
At the furthest reachable point, the ground narrows and grows more uneven. After assessing the conditions, the group decides not to push farther and starts heading back, choosing safety over continued exploration. Dead Air is a UK-based paranormal investigation channel that explores haunted forests, castles, and abandoned locations using real-time equipment such as full-spectrum cameras, thermal imaging, and EMF meters. And this investigation takes place on July 30th, 2025, deep within Hoia-Baciu Forest in Transylvania, Romania.
Run the thermal imaging camera in the dead zone to see if I can capture any anomalies, or even just to let me see if there are any large animals nearby. But nothing showed up. So if you've never seen the full spectrum camera before, it is going to take pictures in the full spectrum. I'm going to just turn the IR light away. One. It sounds like you can hear it coming from all over. It's coming from that direction there, and also from that direction. That's presumably how sound travels. Let's take another one. Oh, there's a flashlight there, to my right.
The investigator steps into the infamous dead zone of Hoya Baciu, setting up full spectrum and thermal cameras to monitor for anomalies or large wildlife. At first, the thermal feed reveals nothing out of the ordinary, prompting preparations for a call-out session, during which it's explained that the full spectrum equipment can capture light frequencies invisible to the human eye. As the moments pass, the air turns noticeably colder, and the surrounding silence grows heavier, heightening the tension just before the first signs begin to emerge.
After looking through these full spectrum pictures, there are some flashes of light visible in a few shots. These don't look like orbs, in which many people believe to be refracted light, or dust particles, or even bugs. These are like circular balls with their own source of light, in the trees and around the dead zone. I've been using full spectrum cameras now for a while, and I find these very peculiar. Especially as in the footage I believe I'd seen the flash of light just seconds before one of these pictures was taken. I mean, I'm going to do a call out session as well, because they do say that spirits are present in this wood, in this forest.
The initial full-spectrum photographs capture unusual bursts of light within the trees, forming small, glowing spherical shapes that do not resemble the dust particles or reflective orbs typically produced by standard cameras. The investigator recalls noticing a brief flash in the forest just moments before the same anomaly appeared in the recorded image.
And quickly snap a full-spectrum picture with the lights in them. We can even slow this one right down, and you can see there is nothing that can be reflecting in my infrared light back, yet the full spectrum light camera can see two balls of light. A simple light refraction of something, or does this prove the presence of something paranormal?
A second series of full-spectrum images reveals two additional, clearly defined spheres of light deeper within the forest. With no visible or nearby source to account for them, the lights appear self-contained, suggesting the presence of something truly unexplained.
Very north part of Hoya Baciu. You heard that right? I just want to be entirely honest with you. This is the part where I've started to feel a bit uneasy. You'll notice, I don't know if you've been watching all the way through or you've skipped any of the video, there's been no birds. You hear the odd little bird, but whatever caused that to make a crash, that was a bit of wood smashing. It was not near, it was quite maybe to the other side of those trees. Someone here with me? Hello? I'm honestly not even worried about animals now. I am in Transylvania in a forest. And I'm... Whoa, what was that? Was that a bat? Did you see that? I don't know if that came out, something flew around me. I think that was a bat. And I've just talked about Transylvania. That was a bat. I don't know if that went in front of the camera or whether I just picked that up in my torchlight, but a bat went straight across. I hope you saw that.
The investigator heads toward the northern clearing, an area ringed by bare, skeletal trees. The temperature drops, with only distant dog barks and rustling leaves breaking the silence. A bat suddenly swoops past, startling the investigator, and call-outs into the darkness receive no clear response.
You're being watched. All of a sudden, it's gone from being, these woods aren't scary, to suddenly... Suddenly it's just full on. You feel it. I think maybe the temperature has had a bit of a thing in my head. It's got cooler all of a sudden. The music stopped in the background. It's just me in the forest. You hear the odd dog barking away somewhere in the distance. There's not even any planes going over anymore. There's not even any birds singing. You know, and sometimes back home, you'll hear like squawking, and like when you walk through somewhere, and you'll disturb some wildlife. It's just too silent in here. Is there anybody here with me? Got a thermal imaging camera going at a moth. There's actually, that was like a howl. It might not be, but there are stray dogs in these woods, so I've got to be extremely careful. It was in local Romanian news earlier this year, someone told me. On the south side of the forest, there were some stray dogs that belonged to a, well, not strays, but they're kind of feral dogs. But they're used by, a lot of shepherds use them. There's still a lot of shepherds out here in Romania. Like, I've never met a shepherd before. Like, in the UK, we just don't, you know, it's farmers, isn't it? But they do have shepherds out here. It's a bit steep. I'm wondering if I should just get out of this area. Like, so, the story that was in the news earlier this year was a little girl and her family, and they were walking in the daytime, and a stray dog attacked the little girl, and she was quite badly bitten by this dog. So they can be quite aggressive. They're quite territorial. One thing I've never ever told you, there's a noise down there. I'm starting to get a bit used to it now.
Intermittent noises suggest movement in the forest, but nothing registers on the equipment. The possibility of stray dogs adds real danger to the tense setting. During the review, the investigator notes that some flashes may be distant car lights or reflections, yet those recorded inside the dead zone remain unexplained. While no clear paranormal evidence is confirmed, the unexplained lights, oppressive silence, and subtle movement make for an unsettling night in one of the world's most notorious forests. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can stay updated with our latest videos.